Welcome back. It is Saturday, August 19th, and the MLB. Our four favorite picks are on the way. It's Austin, joined by Logan, joined today by a special guest. Get it out, baby. The Brooms are here. A clean 5-0 sweep yesterday. You couldn't have drawn it up better. Let's recap it, do a little victory lap, and then we'll dive into our plays. Brewers money line, we'll start with that one of the spuddiest ones. Entered the ninth with a 9-4 lead and tried to blow that whole lead. Whatever. We'll take a Brewers. Shout out to you guys. Nationals team total over 3.5. I told you Michael Lorenzen was getting rocked, and he did just that. Braves over 2.5. First 5 team total. They get that pretty done easily. And then our 2 hit parlays were more or less pretty sweat-free. Horner got it done first at bat. Riley actually cashed our Braves team total at the same time. And then Acuna and Mountie, I think both did it on their first AB as well. We take it. The Brooms are out. But let's move on to today. We're trying to bring out the Brooms back-to-back days. If you are new to the channel, do us a favor. Go down below. Smash that subscribe button. Hit that like button too. Let's try to continue this momentum going into Saturday. Now, we have 2 quick notes. If you have looked at the MLB slate, you will notice it's a big one because a lot of the games in California are having some doubleheaders today due to the hurricane right now. It could enter as a tropical storm coming into California. Anyways, regardless, however it enters the state of California, hopefully anyone out there in its path is safe and ready to go. Hopefully they're ready and prepared for that. Sending our prayers out to you guys. Now, number 2, we do want to talk about Underdog Fantasy. We don't talk about them too much during the MLB season, but they actually have a free square live right now tonight. Anthony Richardson to just get 1 yard. So if you sign up with the top link in the description, not only do you get 100% deposit match up to $100, you get a deposit match, you get a free $100, but you also get that free square to use. I'll post how I'm using it on Twitter, and I'll also post it in the pinned comment, the exact slip that I'm using. I'll post that pretty quickly after this video goes live, but take advantage of that if you want to use the free square. We'll be doing a ton of Underdog Fantasy, more so in the NFL and definitely NBA season, but if you want to take advantage of that, Anthony Richardson's plays tonight. All he needs is 1 passing yard, which he's going to get it done. Speaking of Anthony Richardson, though, he went to the University of Florida. I know another guy that went to the University of Florida, our man Logan, and you got a great hit parlay that will get things started off. Where are you going today?
That was the best segue you've ever had. But yes, we do have a hit parlay, and we're going with Corey Seager and Austin Riley, the COS Hall of Famer, each to record a hit. Plus 108 odds on Bet365 is currently your best value there. Now, let's start with Corey Seager because he's the earlier of the 2. Corey Seager faces Freddie Peralta in the Brewers today. Seager is 1 for 3 with a home run against Freddie Peralta in his career. So he's seen him before, somewhat, limited success, but you know what? I'll take it. Anything we get today. But the real reason why I'm on Seager today is how good he's been at home this season. Corey Seager hitting .367 at home and has a hit in 5 out of his last 6 home games. Look, man, I knew yesterday Corey Seager he had that look in his eye. I mean, he hit a double in the gap. He's a different animal at home. And we know Freddie Peralta, his matchup today, loves the fastball. He occasionally mixes in the slider, changeup, and curve. But Seager against those pitches, 299, 340, 380, 372. You look at Corey Seager, there's not really a weakness to his game. He can hit the fastball. He can hit, any type of pitch. And yesterday, in his last at-bat, as Austin was mentioning, when the Brewers were trying to blow their lead, Corey Seager sent the fear of God into my soul when he hit that very deep line drive that would have been a homer in probably most, any other part of the ballpark, but he hit it like 400-something, like to center, and it was not a homer, luckily for us. And so I really do think Corey Seager is in line to get a hit today at least. If you want to take his total basis, go for it. I also looked at that one too. But we're also in the second leg of this parlay. We need Austin Riley to get a hit for us. And I mean, he's a COS Hall of Famer for a reason. I was on him to get a hit yesterday. He did just that. Riley hitting .308 at home this season with a hit in 12 out of his last 13 home games. He's just been ridiculous. Look at Austin Riley too. He's faced Logan Webb before. 4 for 11, 4 singles versus Logan Webb, who should be starting today. If we look at Webb's pitch mix, 40% change, 36% sinker, 21% slider. Austin Riley's batting average versus those splits, I mean, pretty solid. 292, 333, 236 respectively. I've always mentioned, guys, if you look at Austin Riley's, how he does versus each of the pitches, I think his weakness is fastball. Sometimes he doesn't see the fastball all that well. But Logan Webb doesn't throw fastball, which is really good news for us. Giants also love to give Logan Webb length. We've seen him pitch very deep into these games. There's a very good chance that Austin Riley sees him at least 3 times. I trust Riley in at least in several of those at-bats to get at least one of those hit in those several plate appearances. And if not, it can come versus the bullpen. Austin Riley can get a hit anywhere in this game, and I think he's a COS Hall of Famer for a reason. So I'm trusting Corey Seager and Austin Riley to get it done for our hit parlay today. But Austin, what else are you going with?
Yeah, so I was looking at doing a hit parlay myself, but like I said, the double headers, I normally like to avoid them. There were some guys I was looking at. I like Mookie Betts, but kind of in the late night game, the second one of the doubleheader, but you never know if guys are going to play both sides. And then I also think Jose Altuve has a great split, which is kind of but I'll leave that to you talking about the Astros in a little bit, Logan. But I'm going to go to the same actually game, the Giants Braves. I'm taking a similar bet that we took yesterday, but actually the other side. I'm taking the Giants first 5 team total over 2.5. It's plus 110 on DraftKings. Now, for my FanDuel people out there, a pivot I would like would be the Giants plus 2.5 and probably the over 3.5 in the first 5 innings, assuming the Giants get the 3 runs and cash this. Probably a very good chance that the Braves also get at least 1 run against Logan Webb. I think they can easily do that and cash that as well. I think Logan Webb's not going to give up 6 earned runs to make that a loser. So, but let's talk about why I'm targeting the Giants, because today they got a good matchup today, and this is a team that very similar to the Brewers yesterday. We talked about the Brewers. They were plus 105 or plus 100 or so on the money line. It seems so easy to bet the Rangers minus 120, minus 125 as the home favorite. Very similar scenario here today for the Braves, although I'm not betting on the Giants to beat the Braves. I'm just not doing it. I don't have that courage to jump in front of the Braves buzzsaw at home. They've been too good, but I think the Giants offense shows up because just like the Brewers, a team that had scored 1 and 0 runs in their 2 previous games, their offense showed up, and that's the same thing the Giants find themselves here today. They haven't showed up offense wise last 2 days. I think they show up today against Yanni Trinos. Now Yanni, gotta be honest, not too good. I mean, man has been stinking up the joint. 5.22 ERA and a 1.36 WHIP. Yeah, not great. If you look at his last 4 starts, not very good either. 9.33 ERA and a 1.75 WHIP, allowing a 329 batting average, allowed 4, 3, 6, and 6 earned runs. There's a reason that his earned runs prop is about minus 150, minus 160 on a lot of different books, and he normally doesn't get past 5 innings. So they're really expecting him to give up 3 runs. We're just hoping those come in the first 3 innings. And look, I think the Giants offense has to show up here today. The one kryptonite of this, well, they have many kryptonites for the Giants offense, is they aren't great hitting right-handed pitchers, but they also strike out a lot. Well, they should be in the good spot here today because Trinos, 2nd percentile K percentage, 4th in whip percentage. And you look at his offensive other metrics, 3rd in expected batting average, 6th in expected slugging, 12th in hard hit percentage. So number 1, he's missing bats. You look at yesterday, Spencer Strider carved him up, 10 Ks. I think only 1 hit allowed over 7 innings pitched. Yeah, they got cooked by him because he has the 100th percentile whip percentage. That's not the case for Trinos today. I think they can easily come out here and hopefully get us 3 runs. I am confident the Giants will have plenty of plate opportunities, plenty of guys in scoring position. It's whether or not they can convert those. We know this is a team in the Giants that their offense is always hit or miss. Some days they're scoring 0 runs like they scored yesterday, so they can't do any worse than they did yesterday. I think their offense can show up. I think they have the chances today. It's whether or not they can get those timely hits. Normally they're going to probably stack lefties, which I don't mind the lefties that they stack. It just all comes down to if they can get those hits. Trinos hasn't been missing bats, so I certainly think the Giants will have chances. We can't swing the bats for him, but I think they'll have their chances against Trinos. So give me the Giants over 2.5 in the first 5 team total. I don't mind their full game team total, but that's 4.5. I don't really want to trust the Giants to put up 5 runs today, although, hey, if they want to score 5 in the first 5, I'll allow it. But that's my favorite pick of the day. Logan, you got another one. What you going with?
Yeah, I'm going with the first 5 run line, and we're taking the Astros on the first 5 run line, minus a half. Minus 105 odds on DraftKings, currently your best value there. Now it is the first 5 run line, so if they do tie after 5 innings, we would lose this bet. Obviously, they have to be leading by 1 or more. But after getting shut out yesterday or last night, this is a great bounce back spot for the Astros today. Framber Valdez is scheduled to pitch for the Astros. 2.44 ERA and a 0.98 WHIP at home this year. He's been one of the best home pitchers this year, and he's a guy I can comfortably back today. Valdez's last home start, 9 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, and no hitter. All right, that's how you get the 9 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, no hits as well. And so I definitely think he's one of those pitchers that's very, very comfortable at home, and on the road you can see some signs of weakness. But in 10 career games versus Seattle, Framber Valdez has a 2.05 ERA, a .182 batting average allowed versus the Mariners as well. So he's seen the Mariners plenty, and he's had their number. And in July, he went 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs versus the Mariners, which, I mean, that's an okay start. I expect probably even better for him today. If he's in good form, there's no reason why the Mariners should be hitting him today. Trust me, guys, I have a futures bet on the Mariners. I've watched plenty of their baseball. I know exactly what the weakness is. Pitch to contact, ground ball type pitchers are their weakness. The pitchers that when they're absolutely in good form are just getting these hitters to roll over on the ball. And I think that's what, if Framber Valdez is pitching what he's capable of, that's what he'll be today. Now, who's starting for the Mariners today? It's Logan Gilbert. 3.51 ERA and a 1.04 WHIP on the year for Logan Gilbert. And so you look at Logan Gilbert. It's actually one of those interesting things. He's better, a little bit better on the road. And in July, Logan Gilbert, 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run against this Astros team. So he's seen them before. He had a really good start versus them. But I just don't really trust that. I think several of these hitters, second time facing Gilbert this year, will have their number. If you look at it, they have several plate appearances versus him. Let's look at the Houston hitters versus Gilbert. This is why, Austin, you considered Altuve in your hit parlay. Altuve hitting 381 against Logan Gilbert, Bregman 318, Yordan Alvarez 300, Tucker 250, and McCormick 308. If that part of the Astros lineup, the heavy hitters pretty much, give us some substantial production, we should be in a really good chance to cash this bet. I don't really, the weakness to me is that the Astros younger hitters towards the back half of the lineup. If they give us anything today, I would consider that bonus, but I am really banking on the Altuves, the Alvarezes, the Tuckers to be able to get to Logan Gilbert today, because we look at Logan Gilbert too. That was a 278 batting average with runners on base. Timely hitting will be a huge key for the Astros today. I don't need to, stating the obvious also, when there's runners on base, you need to be able to hit them home. But that's what the Astros do. They're a really good offense, and they're a really good offense at home. They just didn't look that way yesterday. And when Logan Gilbert gets hit, it's usually hard, right? 24th percentile in hard hit percentage. I've mentioned it before. There should be lots of extra base hit opportunities against Logan Gilbert. He's one of those pitchers that, yes, he throws hard, but also, when the barrel meets the ball, it usually goes a long way. And I definitely think the Astros hitters should be able to rough him up a little bit today, and hopefully be leading by 1 or more runs through 5 innings. So I'm going to go ahead and take them on the first 5 run line. But Austin, what else are you going with?
Yeah, for our fourth and final pick of the day, I'm going to go to a nasty one. Now, yesterday, you saw me talk about the Nats. I saw this comment section. A lot of people didn't like back in the Nationals. They got it done easily. Hopefully, this team can get the job done, although it's kind of a different bet than the Nationals one. I'm going to the White Sox, taking them on the first half or first 5 money line, which is currently minus 115 on BetMGM. Now, this is a tad different from Logan's play that he just touched on. If you're getting like plus 115 value on this, you're probably looking at the first 5 result or the first 5 run line. We want the money line. Unlike Logan's pick where he needs the Astros to be leading after 5, this one will push. We'll get our money back if the White Sox are tied after the first 5 innings. And I looked at full game too. It just, you never know what you're expecting from either of these two bullpens. I'd argue the White Sox have a tad better bullpen, but I don't want to waste 9 innings of my life watching this game. I'll waste 5 and go on with my life. But let's actually talk about why I'm backing a White Sox team that just got smoked. Lost 14-1 yesterday. Why would I ever back them? It's because I like their starting pitching today, and I think they're going to bounce back today. You got to have a little bit of pride. And if we're talking about the Rockies, when was the last time they won back-to-back games against the same team at home? You'd have to go all the way back to May 28th. So I think the Rockies, this is a team that scored 14 runs. I'd be willing to say that their offense is probably going to do a little bit of regression today. And this is a White Sox team that only had 3 or 4 hits yesterday and only scored 1 run. But I expect some pride on the line for the White Sox team to show up. And let's talk about their matchup today and who they're going to trot out there. It's going to be Jesse Scholten. We backed him in his last start, pitched well for us. We're backing him here today. And look, 3.20 ERA and a 1.24 WHIP. In his 3 starts, thrown 6 innings, pitched in all 3. Technically threw 6 1/3 in his last one. Allowed 1, 2, and 3 earned runs. So he gave us reasonable starts. And one of my favorite part about a guy like Scholten, obviously came from the relief, kind of finding some success as a starting pitcher, is that this is mostly a ground ball pitcher, a guy that doesn't allow a lot of hard contact. What do I mean by that? Well, look at his metrics: 71st percentile in hard hit percentage, 65th in barrel percentage. And look at his other stats. They don't have great, but 48th in expected slugging, 61st in walk percentage, not walking a lot of guys, 14th in K percentage. So not really a guy that's going out there and getting all the swings and misses. He's not going to be Spencer Strider striking out 10 guys today. And if he does, we're probably in a pretty dang good spot to cash this one. But this is the guy that's relying on soft contact, and I kind of like that in Coors Field. And when you see guys that are relying on strikeouts, those are the guys that sometimes struggle. But when you see the guys that go out there and need you to swing and miss, sometimes the altitude affects how the pitches drop, or maybe don't drop in that case, and you see those home run balls. A guy like Scholten is a guy that's going out there trying to get that weak contact, and I like that against a team like the Rockies, who are obviously coming off a 14-run game. But a lot of these guys in the Rockies swing for the fences. I think Scholten should have a pretty decent matchup here today. And on the other side, I like to fade Kyle Freeland for the Rockies. 4.94 ERA, 5.46 expected ERA, and a 1.46 WHIP. Unlike a guy like Scholten, when he gets hit hard, and And he also struggles with the whiffs too. 3rd percentile K percentage, 2nd in whiff percentage, 8th in expected batting average, 7th in expected slugging, and 18th in hard hit percentage. So the balls are getting hit hard. And this is a White Sox team that has the ability to send balls into the bleachers. In fact, I was trying to back Luis Robert Jr. today. However, his baseline is at 2.5, and it's not even, plus 115. It's like plus 105. I can't do that. And good conscience, I can't bet a line like that, although I do hope it cashes and he sends one into the bleachers. But I like this White Sox team. Trust them against the lefty in Freeland. I think they can easily go out there and get it done. Neither guy is going to miss a lot of bats, but I rather trust the White Sox coming off a 14-1 embarrassing loss. I think they step up here today. I know it's disgusting trusting the team like the White Sox, but the last 2 times I've picked anything related to a White Sox game, we are 2-0. So hopefully the White Sox can continue to respect our money and get us a 3-0 on their last 3 picks that we've taken in their games. I think they got a great matchup here against Kyle Freeland. Hopefully they can show up today. Hopefully Schultz can pitch pretty decently. If the White Sox lose the first 5 and win the full game, I will be down bad, but I do think that the White Sox, if their offense shows up, it shows up early and often. I certainly think they can get it done. But Logan, any final thoughts before we sign out of here?
Yeah, let's get after it. Let's go 4-0 today. I mean, I don't know if you mentioned at the top of the show, but we gave away $100 because you promised if we went 5-0 yesterday. This time, if we go 4-0 today, we're going a 9-0 run. I'll pay $100. Sure, I'll give away $100 of my own money. I would be so excited. So hopefully we can continue this run and let's get after it today.
Yeah, we've been dialed in. Let's continue that on this Saturday. A reminder about the Anthony Richardson free square and Underdog Fantasy. All details down below. Just make sure you sign up using our code COS so you get that code and you get that 100% deposit match. All details down below. Let's have a great day. If you want to go check out our second channel, all the links are on the screen. Let's bring out the brooms back to back and we'll give away some more money. But we appreciate, guys, all your love and support. We'll see you guys back again on Sunday with some more picks. See you guys then. Peace.